What's good? Brian Tong here, and this could be the first look at the new Apple Watch 10. Now, 91 Mobiles claims to have the first CAD renders of what is purportedly the new Apple Watch 10 or Apple Watch Series 10. Look, Apple Watch 10 just sounds and looks cooler if you got that big X on it. They have been a reputable source for a previous CAD design leak, so this holds some credibility. Apple has been rumored to have a revamped Apple Watch this year for its 10th anniversary, and 91 Mobile claims that the renders are a larger model with a 2-inch display. Now, the current Apple Watch Series 9 has a 1.7-inch display, and the Apple Watch Ultra's display is 1.93 inches. So, based on these renders, this would be the biggest Apple Watch face to date. Its dimensions are 46 by 39.7 by 11.6 millimeters for that body, which makes it bigger than the Series 9, but smaller than the Ultra. And it appears to have the same design as the Series 9 with a digital crown and a side button, but just a little bigger body. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reported earlier that the revamped Apple Watch 10 would either happen in 2024 or as late as 2025. So it's not clear if this is just an Apple Watch Series 10 or maybe there's something even more special planned for a 10th anniversary device. We also heard the recent reports from analyst Ming-Chi Kuo that the Series 10 would be thinner and come in larger display sizes. Gurman then also reported how Apple's new design initiative is to make their products thinner again while retaining similar battery life and not compromising on features, right? Apple is starting again in their thin era. And we saw exactly just that with the new iPad Pro with the M4 chip that was released just a couple months ago. And the thinness of it, I mean, it was really slick. You also got the same battery life, so that aligns exactly with what Apple wants. Now, there's nothing official around the new Apple Watch. That happens typically in the fall when Apple decides to tell us, and we don't know how accurate these renders are, but there are also some issues floating, like things that are looming around the Apple Watch. For example, has Apple figured a workaround for the blood oxygen readings to come back? Because remember, they were forced to disable the feature from currently sold Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2 after losing a patent case to medical technology company Masimo. They allege that Apple infringed on its patent for a blood oxygen sensor, and it hasn't been resolved yet. People were saying, oh, maybe there's a software workaround, but it's reportedly hardware involved, which is not going to be easy to change, and the only way this gets resolved quickly, in my mind, is if Apple just pays up to settle, but that doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. I will say, though, that any health sensor and metric is obviously important. You hate to lose any, but I'd personally prefer to see blood pressure on the Apple Watch ASAP. It's been rumored that Apple is planning to add blood pressure monitoring this year, and the watch will also be able to detect hypertension and sleep apnea detection this year. Reports say that Apple's blood pressure sensor won't give you exact systolic and diastolic readings, but instead looks for trends over time. So let's say if over the course of a few days or weeks something doesn't look right, they will send you a notification for you to see a physician or professional. What else is in play for the Apple Watch? Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reported that Apple was considering a new magnetic band attachment system that would free up space in the Apple Watch. And that would mean the current Apple Watch bands that many of us, you and me, have invested heavily in would not be compatible with the new models. I already hate the sound of this. I told you I would throw bad apples if it happened. It would have to be such a clear major advantage of why they're doing this that I would be like, okay, fine, but no, I can't tell you how many Apple Watch bands I have. I would honestly be surprised if it made all the watch bands I have completely useless moving forward. I mean, is Apple going to really do that? But at the same time, I could totally see Apple doing this as well because courage. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens this fall. Now, what do we absolutely know about the Apple Watch moving forward? It's no secret because Apple showed us WatchOS 11 at WWDC. The Apple Watch is getting smarter and incorporating training load to see how the intensity of your workouts may impact your body over time. Now, it shows that we're getting a smarter Apple Watch moving forward beyond just closing our rings and giving us some stats. And it's something that we've seen on other smart watches. I'd actually like to see it take one step further and maybe recommend workouts from Apple Fitness Plus that can adapt to your training load results, whether you need something more intense or something lighter. Workout platforms like Tempo, they actually do this right now, and when I've used it, it just really feels like it not only knows your body, but how to work with it. So I like to see Apple take that next step. On top of what they showed us, it won't happen this year, but that's got to be the next natural evolution because look, they have the Fitness Plus platform right there with different types of classes already, so they can kind of connect these dots. WatchOS 11 also tracks your vitals, so your watch has an idea of what your typical health metrics are, and if there are unexpected changes, it can alert you. Apple's just really leaning into this idea that WatchOS 11 is actively paying attention to our health, and I still love trying to close my rings, but look, it doesn't happen all the time. Well, now if you go on a trip or you get an injury and you're in jeopardy of your streak ending, you can put your rings on pause for a day, week, month, or even more to keep that streak going. I think everybody who is a ring fiend is gonna love this and use it. Shout out to my man Ed. I know you needed this. But also, the Smart Stack is getting smarter and will start showing you live activities on it. So widgets will also show up based on time, location, and more. So again, we're looking at a smarter smartwatch. I mean, I do like the Smart Stack. It's a pretty nice thing. Maybe it'll force me to use it more. I also did like the new Photos watch faces that can be suggested, created, and composed. It's just a really slick look for new and unique watch faces. If you're kind of, I don't want to say tired of what Apple gets you, but you want it to be a little more personal, this is a way to do it. There's also more detailed cycle tracking for women with more details focused on pregnancy and the ability to check in right from your watch through messages or from your workout to let someone know when you've gotten home safely. I just love how easy it is to do this on the Apple Watch. They've also finally opened Double Tap up for more third-party apps to use it. I did feel the feature was a little half-baked. It kind of was presented as the new hardware feature for Series 9, and I just don't think it felt fully ready when they announced it, but hopefully it's a more fleshed out experience. It was helpful at times, but eventually I forgot it was even there, and it just wasn't enough for me to upgrade from my Apple Watch Series 7. Now there's also plenty of other features that I didn't get to, but even something as slick like ultra wideband home keys allows you to unlock your door as you approach it instead of holding your watch right up to the lock. That's a nice addition too. Now WatchOS 11 will support the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation and then future new SE models. The Apple Watch Series 6 and beyond are supported, as well as Apple Watch Ultra and Ultra 2, but not all features we talked about will be available on all devices. So, what would you love to see in a future Apple Watch? I know we would all love to see non-invasive blood glucose monitoring, even if that doesn't affect me directly, it affects people I know. That is still reportedly years away from being a reality, but we do know that Apple is actively working on it, and that's truly going to be the next gen, like game-changing feature from a health standpoint if Apple can eventually pull it off. So hey, put your thoughts in the comments. That's what they're there for, because I'd love to see what you want. I typically don't upgrade my Apple Watch until there's just a big hardware jump, and like I said, I'm still in a Series 7, and I'm just fine with it. Also, I still love the idea of a camera on here for doing Dick Tracy style FaceTime video calls, even if it's totally out there. Like, if there are privacy issues, maybe it only works when it detects a face, meaning mine, and the camera can't be used for bad reasons. I would just love to do that from a watch, but do I think it's going to happen? No, but hey, we'll see what the fall of 2024 brings. All right, that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast with the latest stories and special guests. Plus, you can support all my content with an ad-free version of the podcast, early access to my content, and exclusive content at patreon.com/BrianTong. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace and love.